News Center Maine is partnering with the Maine-Monitor to bring you some of the reporting being done by journalists at the nonprofit independent publication. Today, we're talking about street pastors in Bangor. Bangor recently formed an advisory committee on homelessness to address the city's unhoused population, which has swelled and become increasingly visible since 2020. As the city looks for long-term solutions and nonprofit organizations provide shelter and medical care, one faith-based group is focusing on the social and emotional needs of people on the street. And here to talk about the role faith communities are playing in Bangor's response to homelessness is Sean Scott, a reporter for the Maine-Monitor covering religion, society, and politics. Thanks for joining us, Sean.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so to kick things off, your reporting focuses on the Greater Bangor Street Pastors. Can you tell us about what they do and how this group got started?
Yeah, so I think when a lot of people hear street pastor, they probably think of someone kind of shouting on a street corner, and that is not what this group is. They are a group of volunteers, some of whom are ordained pastors, others are not. And it's an affiliate organization with an international group called Street Pastors. They essentially go out every Friday. Most of the time it's late in the evening, 7 to 11 p.m., and they have water and lollipops and other things to pass out to people on the streets. The time that I was there, they had toenail clippers for people who needed them. But aside from the things that they're passing out to people that they encounter on the street, they're really focused on starting conversations with people. Those conversations may be about religion, but they don't have to be. It's largely just being a listening ear for people who are on the street. One of the volunteers that I spoke to called it a ministry of presence, where they are out there kind of building relationships, building trust with the people that they encounter each week.
Having another support system.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and so in late May, Bangor announced it had chosen 9 members for a new advisory committee on homelessness. Tell me about why solving homelessness is a top issue in the city right now.
Yeah, so since the pandemic, it has become increasingly visible, homelessness in the city, and it has felt kind of intractable, a little bit unsolvable. The city doesn't right now have a comprehensive plan for how to address homelessness, but that is a plan that they're working on, and that's part of the work that this committee is going to be helping with. But even as time has gone on, it has gotten worse in the city and not better. Most recently, in the past month, there's a state dashboard that measures homelessness, and they found 725 people experiencing homelessness in the past month in Piscataquis and Penobscot counties, and that's almost the highest level since 2024 when that data starts. They have also closed several encampments over the past few years, and that's being done because they want to drive people to shelters and other organizations that may be safer and more equipped to help, but that does make it more difficult for organizations that are doing medical or social care for these people to find where they are on the street, especially if they don't have a way to communicate or reliable transportation.
And so how are other groups that you mentioned in the city working to help meet the needs of people on the streets? And how are the street pastors different from them, too?
Yeah, so there are a lot of groups doing this type of work. Street Pastors is by no means the largest in the Bangor area. Some of the ones that I spoke to include Hope House, which is focused on medical care in particular. The Mansion Church had a warming shelter this winter, and they had throughout the winter about 350 individuals use that warming shelter. I think what makes the Street Pastors unique is that focus on conversation. They're not financially able, and it's not part of their model to provide shelter, but they can provide conversation and provide a listening ear for people. And among faith groups, they're fairly unique in that they have mainline Protestants, evangelical Protestants, Catholic people volunteering for them. A lot of times those disparate groups aren't talking to each other, but this is one ministry that they've found that they can do together, and that they're motivated to do it together and to show this kind of united front on being a listening ear for people.
Well, thank you so much for telling us all about this, Sean.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, and you can read the full story and much more at the-maine-monitor.org.